Well, so far we've seen one heck of an hour, or part of an hour of professional wrestling, but this is a part of the hour that I think you've been kind of looking towards,
I really
Robbie.
appreciate the chance to be able to do this, Mario. I really do.
Explain a little bit to us what's going to take place here.
The public broadcasting system picked up a story from Sports Illustrated about me and decided to do a segment on their national network news, the McNeil-Lara Hour. We both have trouble saying
Boy,
that.
do I have trouble.
And we're going to show a few clips from that segment.
Also, we'll be seeing the amateur wrestler. I got to get this correct now. From Maine.
From
this
Maine.
is directly from Maine.
Yeah.
The Amateur Wrestler of the Year award presented by yourself and your lovely wife right in the state of Maine.
Exciting
And
time.
any of you groups or organizations out there that would like to co-sponsor International Championship Wrestling, such as the Amateur Wrestlers Associations or whatever, can do so by contacting ICW. Now let's go to the report and let's see what happens here.
Okay.
With his urbane smile and his Italian designer clothes, Rob Elowitch looks every inch the successful art dealer. For the past 10 years, he and his wife Annette have run the prestigious Baradov Galleries in Portland, Maine.
When Annette and I moved back to Maine, we got involved with a place called the Skowhegan School of Painting and Sculpture, which is really an internationally known school. And the director of the school and founder, Bill Cummings, was like a second father to Annette and I. He taught us a great deal. We'd go antiquing together, and we'd lift something up, and he'd say, or, yeah, you know, and we might buy it. He really trained our eyes for a number of years. We had a very dear and close relationship.
The Elowitches are big boosters of local Maine artists, but their gallery's reputation has grown through 19th and 20th century American painters, like those of the Hudson River School.
That's really special. Discovering wonderful pictures, or rediscovering things that haven't been on the market or been known about for a long time. We have discovered, or rediscovered, a lovely Winslow Homer painting, lovely little Edward Hopper painting. To know that you've come across that is obviously a very personal fulfillment. Those are the most special things outside of family life.
Rob Elowitch has it all: a successful career and a warm, loving family. And for the past 20 years, Rob Elowitch has had another life, a secret life, as another man.
Hailing from our own Portland, Maine, stomping Robbie Ellis!
The other Robbie Elowitch, known as Robbie Ellis, wears a white satin jacket and yellow trunks. And at 185 pounds, Robbie Ellis is every ounce a professional wrestler. Wrestling fans from Vegas to Montreal, Atlanta to Lewiston, Maine, have seen Romping Robbie take on the likes of Killer Kowalski and Bob Orton Jr. But it wasn't until last June that the people of Portland discovered that their respected art dealer and friend lived a separate life. He even kept his ring exploits a secret from his parents.
I thought it would be disastrous to my mother, my father. Socially, I thought it would be disastrous. In those days, it was not something that a nice Jewish boy from Portland, Maine did, you know. It just was a little on the sleazy side in those days. It probably still is in some ways to some people who don't really understand what it's all about, I suppose. But I just thought it was kind of exciting, and it was a way of fulfilling a kind of a dream. The idea of being able to walk out of my house and be somebody very different from who I was at that point was extremely appealing.
One of the few people to whom Rob confided his secret was his wife, Annette.
I think we probably were married maybe about 2 years, and we were at a party, sort of a boring party here in Portland, just having moved back probably 3 or 4 months before. And in the middle of the party, out of nowhere, he says, "We've got to talk." So I was, of course, petrified, not knowing what in the world he could be telling me. And he said, "You know, got to tell you this big thing. I meant to tell you, I didn't know how you would react. I know you don't think wrestling is so terrific, but I'm a professional wrestler. I've learned this in my spare time in Boston, and I do it." And I was so relieved at that point that that's what it was, that I was thrilled. Maybe I had second thoughts after I thought about it a while, but at that point I was relieved.
For 20 years, Robbie kept his secret by never wrestling in his hometown. But last June, he finally came out of the closet and wrestled in Portland. The reaction of his family, friends, and even the media was overwhelming.
everybody's reacted in such a lovely, positive way, and Portland is a small city, and we all know each other, and we all are aware of what goes on in most of each other's lives, and it's amazing how much everybody's just kind of, oh, that's great, you really do that, I can't believe you wanted to do it, and you did it, and it's all this really nice feeling. Why did you keep it secret all this long?
This night, Romping Robbie was battling Brian Walsh, the world junior heavyweight champion, before a hometown crowd. Sprinkled among the ring aficionados were a few spectators who looked like they might be more comfortable in an art gallery than at a wrestling match. But there was one Robbie Ellis fan noticeably absent.
I actually went once, maybe about 15 years ago, and it was so frightening to me that I just never went again until a few weeks ago, because it really appeared that he was getting clobbered.
At 42, Rob has never been seriously injured in the ring. He keeps himself in tip-top shape with daily 3-hour workouts at the University of Maine gym and a part-time coaching job with the local high school team.
And you know, we all wonder if it's all real. And until I got in there, I didn't realize that you can get killed. Well, maybe not killed, but you can get hurt. And it took a lot of, about how to work than I expected.
But is it fake?
Of course not. Would I do anything like that? Never. No way.
Fake or not, it certainly looks real. And for a while tonight, it looked like Romping Robbie was being worked over by the young champion. Part of any good wrestling match are the theatrics and the dirty tricks. Tonight, the evil Ox Baker snuck a steel bolt to Robbie's opponent. It did the trick, but the trick was soon found out. The referee quickly disqualified his opponent, and Robbie Ellis was declared the winner, but not the champion. But is there any connection between a Half Nelson and a Thomas Eakins?
Well, you know, both areas are about dreams now, aren't they? You know? Sure, there's a connection. And there's also a lot to do with how one deals with people, and there's a lot to do with how one thinks. And
What's it like being married to Rob Elowitch?
Well, let me tell you, it's never been dull. I can say that. 21 years, not knowing quite what's happening day by day. It's been very exciting and terrific. I wouldn't want it any other way.
And what's it like being married to Robbie Ellis?
Well, I'm still trying to figure that person out a bit, but the combination of both guys is what I love the most.
Annette and I have lived this together, and look, I can obviously have to say that my kids are great and that our life is great in all ways, my family's wonderful. But this has been a major addition to it, and sure, everybody should go after those dreams. It's too easy to say, but it's true.
Champion Robbie Ellis, your winner!
The coaches nominated the person they wanted to nominate from their own school, and then as a group, the coaches voted, and 3 finalists were selected. The committee selected the winner today of the bronze relief plaque and a $500 scholarship. The winner is Kenneth Woods, Mount Ararat. That's really great. Anything else? You say something?
First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Elowitch for making this award possible this year. I think it's about time that wrestling and intelligence got spoken together in the same sentence.
Well, Robbie, one thing I just want to say, my compliments to both you and your lovely wife. That was one heck of a nice thing you guys did for the young kids in Maine.
So great to do for the kids.
Sure is.
It's the best part about this sport, you know.
Boy, you're not kidding. And talking about the sport, let's go to the ring and see the man with the pythons, superstar Billy Graham.